Hey guys, today I'm going to talk to you about the F word. All right, failure. Not the other F word. Failure is the F word we're going to talk about today. Okay, so failure is just one of those things that we do so much to avoid. And in some ways that's good, and in some ways that's bad. So we avoid failure by preparing and trying to do our very best and studying and all these things, right? We do everything we can so that we don't fail at that business presentation or in this class or whatever it is in our life. Okay, we want to, we have a performance or whatever. We do a lot of preparation to avoid failure. And then on the other hand, there's some things that we don't do well with failure, and that is when failure ultimately occurs. Because when you're first trying something, you're going to fail 1,000 times, all right? And when failure ultimately occurs, we do everything we can to deflect blame and to make it feel like it wasn't a failure to us. Or when we believe that failure is inevitable, we avoid trying new things altogether. Right? So failure can really help us in some ways and really hurt us in other ways. But let me tell you something about failure. So failure is what you need to get to work for you instead of make it work against you, okay? And what I mean by that is, in every failure, you can learn something. And I know you've heard that 1,000 times, but there's something to be learned in every failure. And if you see failure as a temporary setback, when you finally hit success, you're going to be surprised. You're going to be like, what the heck? That worked? Like, I'm so used to failing and then trying to tweak things and make it a little bit better and make it a little bit better and make it a little bit better. I've failed so many times that success comes as a surprise, right? And that's the point. That's how you get failure to work for you. You truly only fail if you don't learn or if you give up. Those are the only reasons those are the only ways you can truly fail. So if you think about it, I've used this before, but if you think about a kid that's starting to walk, I mean, like how many, if you're a parent out there, or if you know somebody that has children, how many times you see a child that's starting to learn to walk, right? They start to learn and they fall down and they fall down and they fall down and they can't even stand up, right? Well, how many of us are just going to say, well, yeah, he's never going to walk. Sorry, but this kid's just not a walker, right? Like never going to walk. I mean, nobody's doing that. Everybody is cheering on this child so that they can learn how to walk, because what we do as parents is we say, no, my kid is going to keep trying until it's done, until he walks. That's it, right? We don't give up on walking, okay? But when it comes to something small or simple in our lives, like we're trying to be a better parent, or we're trying to get an A in a class, and it doesn't happen, right? We're trying to be a better parent, and we let loose on one of our kids again, and we lose our temper, or we don't have as much patience as we should have, or whatever it is. We look at that failure, right? When ultimately something doesn't go as planned, and we tend to give up on that idea. And that's where I think failure really occurs. Failure doesn't occur when you do the wrong thing, or when you make a mistake, or when you lose the game, or when you don't get that A, right? Or whatever it is. You don't nail that presentation at work. You don't meet your deadlines. You don't, whatever it is. We tend to look at those things and say, yeah, I'm a failure, game over, and we kind of just give that up. And I totally understand that in a lot of situations, we got one chance to make something happen, like one chance to get a job, right? You got one interview, that's it. And if you don't get the job, I know that can feel very, very disheartening and feel very discouraging. But the point is, you only truly fail if you give up. Okay? You only truly fail if you don't learn something. What could you have done differently? How can you tweak things? Approach it as if you're learning to walk, right? You're going to give yourself a lot of patience and the benefit of the doubt as you learn to do something. And that is the message for today. You only fail if you give up, okay, or if you don't learn. So do those two things. Learn and don't give up, okay? Learn and don't give up, and you will not know true failure. That's my message for today. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. We'll see you later.